Hey guys, it is Tuesday here in West Virginia, and as I mentioned the other day, I want to show you guys the customs that I put together with the 3D printed wheels and bases I got from Diecast Mafia out of Ontario, Canada. And anyways, we did 3 lowriders with adjustable suspension, and we did 2 wheel swaps on dualies. Now, if you watch my IG, you may have noticed that these wheels were on the club truck, the Auto Club Pink with Flames, but I decided to put them on this one because this one is a little bit more unique. This is the Hobby Lobby exclusive, and I removed the ladder rack. Some of the little pieces of the post still are setting in there. And I found a tonneau cover that actually matches the thing perfectly, almost, maybe one shade lighter, but since it's like the way it is, you can't really tell that it may be a shade lighter. And actually the roof, I think, is a little darker than the hood anyways. I think the tonneau cover matches the hood and the roof is just a little darker, possibly. But anyways, I took this truck and removed the rack, as I said, because I thought that looked horrible. Because it did come originally on a slam base, so this is the stock M2 base. And then we put the 3D printed wheels on it. Then I also removed the big rear step bumper and put a bumper up of 1500 on it, on the rear. I know I've heard some people doing the same at the front. I don't see a big difference in the front. It may be slightly narrower, but the back bumper makes a huge difference. So that was the work that I did to that. And these are brand new from Diecast Mafia. He just resized them to fit the 2-wheel drive slammed M2 dualies. And as you can see, they roll great. They look awesome. I love this directional blade style wheel. As I said, he just did resize them to fit these trucks. He was using the ones that he makes for green light trucks, but they're a little bit bigger. And they rubbed a little, I guess, so he wanted to resize them for M2, and they came out perfectly. Now, here's the second one. This is a split spoke design. As you can see, a V-spoke, if you want to call it that, which is also another really cool design. And you could see that the tires, they are separate pieces, the tires. They do have a little tread on them, a little hard to see because the tires are so small, like thin, but they do look awesome on these trucks. I mean, it's got enough sidewall there to make it visible and look realistic. This one I also did the 1500 bumper on, and I also got a tonneau cover to match it. This one came off of the orange and charcoal gray two-tone Miho exclusive from like 2 years back. I think it came out in 2024. So that's where the tonneau cover came from. But it matched this truck perfectly. And this used to be a 2-wheel drive standard ride height truck that came in a 2-pack with a red step side 1500. So now moving along to the customs. They're right here in front of us. First one we'll take a look at is the Cadillac. This thing turned out awesome. Love the way these caddies look, and because they're so big, you don't have to do any modifications to the interior at all. The suspension fits perfectly under the interior bucket. And this one I mixed up some testers white and blue to make it a little bit lighter blue, and I used the chrome marker to do the A-frames and rear end. The chassis, yeah, it doesn't look that good when you put it in the light and stuff. It looks like shit, kind of, with all the brush strokes, but it functions perfectly. And then when it's sitting on the ground and you take pictures of it, it looks beautiful. If you haven't seen it on my IG in some pictures, check it out. The thing looks really good in like the three-wheel stance. Let me see if I can drop this down a little bit. And as you can see, undercarriage, it looks really good because you can see the wheel wells are all in the light blue. So it turned out really cool. So yeah, I'm happy with the results of that one. And I didn't re-rivet it or anything. I just used glue to get it to here to the body a little bit, but that is it. And you could see that the chrome wire spoke wheels are beautiful. And then the second one is another new car I had not done yet. The other one's a repeat. So this is the Johnny Lightning 78 Monte Carlo. He makes the chassis that fits the 78 to 80 Monte Carlo. And this one is the Miho exclusive lowrider one. I figured it was a perfect one to do. So I got the gold center Daytons. And they look really cool in the car because the car has a gold Lando top and gold interior. And underneath it looks kind of crappy too. As I said, I did this with markers. The other one was done with tester brush paint, but I did this with a marker Sharpie just so it had some color and it wasn't that tan look. That way, whenever I'm taking pics, it looks really good because now, like, you jack it up and you look in the wheel well, it's the same kind of, I know, bluish green look, and the A-frames are chrome. I did that with the chrome marker. So if you have it setting like this and you get a look at the A-arms under it, you can see they're chrome. Looks really cool. And then anything with the undercarriage, you could see it has the same color as the body. Nothing tan showing up, except under the rear end hump. And the reason this is like that is because I had Kyle at Diecast Mafia install the wheels and tires for me because I had a really hard time putting the front wheels on because they are just little axle stubs and you have to cut them off of a stock Hot Wheels axle and put them on, and it was a nightmare before. I ended up breaking the A-arms on one of my chassis, and the other one I broke too, but I was able to fix it. That was my gold and black Regal. So this time I had him mount the wheels up for me, and it came out really good. As I said, the only thing I couldn't do is paint up in there with a marker, but if you have a brush, you could. This one here, I was able to get everything in the hump area. As you can see, I have a piece of black foam in here actually. That way the car would set up a little bit, because whenever I lower it down all the way, the tires are not visible in the back because of the fender skirts. When it's sitting on the ground, you barely could see them. So I just put that foam in there to give it like an extra, well, if it was a real car, a couple inches ride height. But yeah, it's really a cool piece. And the Monty, I was happy with the way it turned out. These ones, you do have to modify the back part of the interior. I don't mess around. I just cut the whole back seat area out. I leave the side panels, as you can see, they're still in there, but the floor and the back seat area, but anything from the back of the front seats on back is gone except for the side panels. I do leave them, but everything else I take out. And this one also does an awesome three-wheel. We'll set him down there in a second. As you can see, nice three-wheel motion on him. And then last but not least is a Regal. And as I mentioned, we've done a Regal in the past. And here's the one from the past. And this is my first experience with it. And I just did a Sharpie, then gold and black to give it some color on this one too. I'm not going for show points and things like that with these cars. I just want them for my own collection so they look good on the outside. The undercarriage ain't that big of a deal to me, as long as it has some color to go with the car so the pics turn out pretty good. That's all I really care about. So Regal number 2 is this guy here. This is the SEMA edition, and I still have to put a piece of foam in there to fill that void, as you can see right through there under the engine and between the frame. I grinded down the front post. That was the one thing I forgot to do the first time around. That's why the front of this one is broken off the chassis, but it didn't really hinder anything. It still operates very well and it looks good. This one I was able to fix and drill the hole in it and grind the post down. And it had enough threads in it where the screw actually still screws in. And this Sharpie job actually turned out a little better than the bluish green one, because the bluish green one is two different blues. And I ended up running out of ink in the one, so I had to switch to another one. But this one I was able to stick with the same Sharpie, and it all came out decently, except as I mentioned before, I couldn't do down in this hump area. But you don't really see that anyways. When the car is up in the air, you see that chrome rear end, which has got some really good glare on it from the light there. Same thing with the bumper. And it does set up really, really nice. And there, you can see the front, and the front A-frames are done in that chrome marker also. And this is another one that does a really cool 3-wheel motion. And there we go. And you can see the purple back in there, and the purple in the wheel well. So they all came out great, in my opinion. As I said, it ain't as pretty as like airbrushing or spray can. Doing that with the chassis, using the rattle can or an airbrush. But it's still, like, for the purposes of pictures and things, it looks fantastic. And the car itself still looks beautiful. No flaws on the bodies or anything like that. The wheels, everything looks outstanding. So I'm very happy with the functionality of the chassis and the way they all turned out. So that's it for our customs, guys. I will leave the link for Kyle's IG with Diecast Mafia in the description. So if you want to contact him and order any of these parts, you can get with him and see what he has for you. He's got a whole wide variety of cool stuff. He even prints up little diorama figures and the bulldogs. I think I showed you last time, but there's one of the figures. It almost looks like Tupac. It's pretty cool. And then the little dog. It's like a bulldog, a pit bull, something like that. So really cool items. And he also does engines and other accessories. Very cool stuff. So check him out. Once again, the link will be in the description. Tomorrow, we're going to do another video. We are unboxing a bunch of stuff I ordered. They're all loose cars, but they're all brand new loose from a collection, and there are some really rare pieces in there. So be sure to tune back in for that, guys. Thanks for watching, and enjoy the rest of your Tuesday.